Hello everybody. We are grading the submission by Reese Crane today for measures of dispersion. Just going to give this thing a little test here.
Alright, so this week's assignment is Chapter 4, Measures of Dispersion, Range and Interquartile Range. So I started off by just kind of defining what these are, the way I understood them. The range, distance between highest and lowest scores in a distribution. It is the easiest and quickest method to evaluate. One thing I've struggled with in this class and in all classes I take is with the mathematical side of it. So I really like range, simple subtraction. But it's also limited, obviously, because of the exaggerated dispersion caused by any outliers, and I'll show you an example of that in just a second. The interquartile range is like the range, pretty much just using two scores. We arrange those from high to low, divide those into quarters, and then we determine that by subtracting first quartile from the third quartile. Again, some of the same limitations. The interquartile range, because it is based on the middle scores, it's not going to be as affected by those extreme highs and lows, but it doesn't really measure any variation in scores, and so it is limited as far as how useful it is. So the information I decided to look at, the data I decided to look at, is actually from a class I took all week. I was at a use of force and defensive tactics instructor course for my agency, and so I thought that'd be a good set of numbers to use. So what I did was I looked at the participants, and I looked at the years of experience that they have in some type of law enforcement. Some of these were juvenile probation. Some of these were, actually one lady was an attorney. So there's some different jobs in there, but primarily it's all law enforcement related kind of jobs. And you can see the participants listed there. We had 12 people in the class, and we went from 25 years was the highest to 2 years being the lowest. So experience was our mean when those scores were all averaged together. For the range, I took the high score and the low score, subtracted those. That was 25 minus 2, which I am on the upper end. I'm in the 20-year service range there, but 25 minus 2 came to 23. That gave us a range of 23. The interquartile range, you can see there, I took the third and the first quartile and subtracted those and came out with 7. So our interquartile range number was 7. And you can see by that, and especially by this chart below, how the numbers get skewed. The girl who I was partnered with had 2 years of experience. She'd only been an officer for 2 years and got to go to this training. I've been doing this for 20 years. Another guy had been in it 25 years. But you can see that on average, we were all pretty comparable in terms of years of experience. However, her 2 years really was an outlier that skewed the entire set of data, and really did not, I think, probably correctly represent the group overall as a whole. So that's kind of an example, and it's a pretty good one, I think, as far as how those outliers can really skew the research. So
It's a beautiful example, Reese. Let me tell you why. It's got a great range there, and it, you know, like you said, it's real live data. You can relate to it. You can present it. You did a good job at it, and I think it's pretty interesting to note. One thing, at least, is that when you have an attorney in the class, you know that individual is going to need defensive tactics because there's obviously somebody's going to come after them sooner or later.
Chapter 4, Measures of Dispersion. I think that's it for this one, and I'll see you guys again next time.
All right, Reese, thank you a lot. I was kidding about the lawyers. Believe me, I don't want to cast dispersions on any lawyers. I may need one after this. But anyway, Reese, that was a great job. And, you know, it's just straight ahead, like you say, the range, the interquartile range and all that stuff. When you talk about interquartile ranges, of course, you're talking about 25% of the scores being contained within that specific area. So that is highly cool. And thank you, Reese, for this outstanding and excellent video. I'll see you guys next time around when it comes down. See you then.